And these people are barbarians who take the written word of the Bible literally because they need terribly, they have a personal need for something to depend on.
Do you think the same kind of barbarianism of the spirit is represented in our government? I mean, do you think
Well,
it's
the
the
government,
same
the
type of
government,
thing?
you see, realizes that there is a very large number of people like that, and therefore to keep their
Check. Microphone check 1 2. Microphone check 1 2. Microphone check 1 2. Microphone check 1 2. The neighbor's vacuuming now. Wonderful. Oh, we're live. That's hilarious. Alright, what's up? I don't know if we're actually live. It says we're live, but I don't see our... Hey! Hello, everybody. Hello. What's up? Name's Keith. Welcome. Oh, let me turn this down. Alright, we're going to be recording part 3 of the Kolbrin Bible. I don't know, I swear, it's always this time of year, fall, late summer, fall, winter, and people are like, yo, the audiobooks. It's cold. It's getting darker. It's getting quieter. And I think that just makes everyone want to, read some books. So I'm happy to be reading books. In the future, these are going to be open for the Patreon. At least the live recordings will be Patreon and YouTube members only. But I wanted to give you guys a little teaser. Can you guys hear me? We got one person watching in here. What's cracking? I'm going to go ahead and actually put something up. A little promo on the... Anywho, how you guys doing? Did you listen to part 1 and part 2 of the Kolbrin Bible yet? The first one reads beautifully. So does the second one. And the stories that are in them, if you're, a studier of ancient religions and occult texts and pagan, anything, you'll find a lot of these stories. They have the Great Flood. They have the Tower of Babel. They even have the story of the sword and the stone. 2 kids, 2 twins, they're both heir to the throne. Which one's going to be the king? Well, whichever one can pull the sword out of the stone. So we see stuff like Merlin. All these stories intertwined. Without going too far off track, I was listening to that podcast with Randall Carlson, Hancock, and Joe Rogan, talking about all the substantial evidence for the global flood around 10,000 years ago. The Younger Dryas period, and the comet impacts, and the massive glacial runoffs and melts, and all the cultures that share the same stories and the same architecture that supposedly have never hung out with each other. It's wild, it's beautiful. So it's just cool to stumble upon another text like the Kolbrin Bible that's not necessarily mainstream and hundreds and thousands of years old, that still, again, has the same stories. Where are these stories coming from? What can we learn from them? What can we do with them? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we are here to discuss and to learn. Let me check the live, make sure everything's going in here. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I'm not going to be talking too much, at least too much commentary. I'm going to be making an audiobook. So you guys will get to see what it's like making an audiobook behind the scenes, as we do here at the Letters Den. We battle loud cars going by. We battle airplanes going overhead because this airport. The neighbor's dogs, which there he goes. So all of your Patreon donations and all of your help, all adds to us growing the empire and getting a nicer studio. Maybe insulating this den. I don't know. Maybe just moving all together. Who knows? We can dream big, right? You can dream big. All right, without any further ado, thank you guys. Hello. Thanks for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Let's it's interesting. I'm pretty sure this dude is like, I think there's a carpenter that works for home, because there's always a saw going, like a chop saw going. I don't know. We were able to get this new microphone through Patreon. Thank you guys. This new microphone stand and setup costed a few $100. Stoked. Thank you guys. So it cuts out a lot of that exterior noise. But baby steps, right? Baby steps. So let me do a little sound check. Check 1 2, check 1 2 on my software. Yada yada yada. Hello, hello. Check check. Let it run for ambient noise. All right. Let it run for ambient noise. Oh, perfect. It's not picking up anything crispy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is part 3, the Book of Scrolls from the Kolbrin Bible. Let's go. What happened to my fan controller? Sorry, y'all. I gotta make one last adjustment, and then we will be off to the races. We'll be off to the races. Just in time for the neighbor's dog to kick up. Welcome. Book of Scrolls, formerly called the Book of Books, or the Lesser Book of the Sons of Fire, this being the 3rd book of the Bronze Book. I might have picked the worst time to start this audiobook. The Book of Scrolls, formerly called the Book of Books, or the Lesser Book of the Sons of Fire, this being the 3rd book of the Bronze Book. Might want to hit the record button, Keith. The Book of Scrolls, formerly called the Book of Books, or the Lesser Book of the Sons of Fire, this being the 3rd book of the Bronze Book. Chapter 1. The Sacred Registers. Herein are recorded sacred things which should never be written, but the memory of man is like a storehouse made of straw, or like a store pit dug in sand. Even less enduring is his body. It is a frail thing of fleeting substance which passes away like the dew in the morning. And what of the mortal chain which links the generations in knowledge? Behold, it is a thing prone to distortion, a transmuter of tradition and truth. Therefore, when the command went forth from the Great One, illuminated with wisdom, and came to your servant, he saw fit to quell the doubts engendered by fear, and undertook to do the thing which had not been done before. Placing his trust fully in the protecting wings which are spread by the words issuing from the royal resistance. Placing his trust fully in the protecting wings which are spread by the words issuing from the royal residence. This is the part where we pause because there's a plane flying overhead. Single propeller, that one. I feel like I gotta do some vocal exercises. Me, 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 me. These are the words spoken by the great interpreter, who, through the powers inherited by him from above, and by the powers now in his keeping, all freely bestowed upon him by the grateful hearts of his people below, will lead us into the fields of everlasting glory. O exalted one, intermediate between gods and men, what we now do for you, do you for us. Let your deeds and your words become our words. Thus it ever was, and thus it will ever be, while mortal beings make pilgrimage through this valley of tears. Speak thus in your hour. The high-born one has not blasphemed the divine powers, nor has he paid undue homage to earthly desires. He has not been loud-mouthed in the sacred places, nor laughed when he should have been grave. His tongue is pure. For when fed the words of men, he absorbs the truth and excretes falsehood. His mouth has never spewed forth words of malice or envy, words of oppression or injustice. Words of oppression or injustice never passed his lips. Look now at the great dark water mirror and see what is reflected there from the mists swirling along the corridor of time. Seeing your place, make ready so that when the summons comes from the Dark One, you are not caught unprepared. These are the words to be spoken to those who peer from beyond the dark portal. I can hear a car coming. His arm was ever ready to help those who did good for others, and he lent his power to those who ordered what was good. He stood for those who could no longer stand and commanded for those who could no longer command. He carried the weary and secured the helpless. He never oppressed the weak, nor did he permit injustices to go unpunished and unrectified. He stood by the side of the great potter, and because of his plea, the clay was shaped to a more pleasing form. He erased disfiguring faults and smoothed the roughness. He added stiffness to the mixture. He has done no evil. His words have always been true. He stands unashamed and fearless before the twin shrines. Even as it was in the land of the great river, so let it be here. Let him not be cut off by distance. Let not his power be cut off, for he stands between the worlds. Let it flow out like living waters unto the living, and be as shining rays to the radiant ones. For here the neighbors. Can you guys hear the pots and pans in the background? I can't tell until I listen back, so that's why I usually play it safe. For here we see the power darkly, while beyond the horizon it shines brightly. He is everlasting, faithful in heart. He has admitted no other who would defile him. He has remained loyal to the sacred words and has diligently perused the great writings. He has navigated the shallows of the winding waters. Now he draws near. He has left his kingdom of trial. He has overcome the challenges of life. Now we wait for the dogs. The dogs are doing their barking thing. Alright, usually when the dogs bark, I'll go back and do some editing because they will bark for about, I don't know, 30 to 45 seconds at a time. It gives me a chance to... The book... You know what else I need? Now's also a good time to, if you guys would like to donate to the channel, subscribe, become a member. Help us get into a new recording studio. That would be wonderful. Thank you guys for your continued support. Thank you for the love. I'm stoked to not necessarily be quite alone while I'm doing these audiobooks because they can get quite, you know how it is. Anyhow, let's listen back.
The Book of Scrolls, formerly called the Book of Books.
Shout out Richie.
Herein are recorded.
Shout out Richie Breathe for the tip on the new microphone. By the way, this thing's beautiful. I don't hear any friggin'.
But the memory of man is like which are spread by the words issuing from the wings which are that one.
Just
like I gotta do some vocal exercises. The highborn one has missed from the dark one. You are not. Wait for the ducks. Hold on.
I'll go ahead and record that or delete that. How's everybody doing? You guys having fun? I'm gonna check your guys' comments and see and make sure nothing's going weird on your end. Oh, 2 people in the room. No chat comments yet, eh? All right. Well, what's up? And now 3 people in. We got that first magic Tesla number. All right, here we go. Oh man. Testing. Let's actually see how this picks up. Damn, that's a bummer. Normally the neighbors aren't home during this time of the day. Today they are, and they kicked up a fan, maybe a washing machine. It's like, do I keep going? You know, I'll have the ambient music going in the background, birds chirping, you know, our music in the background, plus the voice effects. It's like, is that hum really going to stand out? Welcome to the Man of Letters recording studio, and this is what we got to go through. What's up? All right. I think it's fine though. It's really hard to tell sometimes.
Is of life.
That's a bummer. Well, now we will edit, I guess.
I want to hit the record button
Wait
key.
for that thing to shut off. Can always do something, right?
I want to hit the record button key.
Now we're listening back to
I want to hit the record button key.
do some editing because the neighbors.
The Book of Scrolls. The Book of Scrolls.
Because the neighbors are just, I don't know if that's a fan. I think they turned their dryer on.
The Book of Scrolls, formerly called the Book of Books.
Hey Goose, what's cracking? We're doing I wanted to show people what it's like to record audiobooks. The glam of recording audiobooks. So, welcome. We're reading from the Kolbrin Bible, which should be a staple. It's making its way a little more into the mainstream spiritual world, but it's
or the lesser book of the Sons of Fire, this being the third book of the Bronze Book. Chapter 1. The Sacred Registers. Herein are recorded sacred things which should never be written. But the memory of man is like a storehouse made of straw, or like a store pit dug in sand. Even less enduring is his body.
I mean, it's weird. I have
body. It is a frail thing of fleeting substance which passes away like the dew in the morning.
Oh, that's a bummer. Good thing I checked this. We're gonna have to get a pop filter. This new mic screen does absolutely nothing towards. That's a huge bummer, actually. That is a huge bummer.
Frail thing of fleeting substance which passes away like substance which passes away. Frail thing of fleeting substance which passes away like the dew in the morning.
That is unfortunate. We might have to double up our screen. Sorry, y'all. Welcome to the world of audiobook recording. Pop filter is not working necessarily. Hold on. Give me a little count in. Even less enduring is his body, for it is a frail thing of fleeting substance which passes away like the dew in the morning. All right. There we go.
His body. Even less in his body. Even less enduring is his body, for it is a frail thing of fleeting substance which passes away like the dew in the morning.
Perf.
Behold, it is a thing.
Perf. Hey Goose, yep, Corpus Hermetica, we got that one covered. Vivian, hello. Oh, no worries, Vivian, do your thing. Thanks, Goose. Thank you guys for coming in and hanging. We're recording some behind the scenes of the Kolbrin Bible.
Behold, it is a thing prone to distortion, a transmuter of tradition and truth. Therefore, when the command went forth from the Great One, illuminated with wisdom, and came to your servant, he saw fit to quell the doubts engendered by fear, and undertook to do the thing which had not been done before. Placing his trust fully in the...
Damn,
before. Placing his trust fully in the protecting wings which are spread by the words issue.
Oh man, I might have to redo everything that I just did. Son of a bitch. Alright.
Which had not been done before.
We're gonna have to redo that, you guys. Should not be done before.
To quell the doubts engendered by fear, and therefore when the command...
It's almost like the best time of day to do these recordings is before sunrise, which is what I usually do, but I got a late start today, so I'm dealing with a lot of external forces at the moment.
A transmuter of tradition and truth.
Transmuter of tradition and truth. Therefore, what we do to get the knowledge out there, y'all. What we do. All right, here we go. Therefore, when the command went forth from the Great One, illuminated with wisdom, and came to your servant, he saw fit to quell the doubts engendered by fear, and undertook to do the same thing which had not been done before, placing his trust fully in the protecting wings which are spread by the words issuing from the royal residence. These are the words spoken by the great interpreter, who, through the powers inherited by him from above and by the powers now in his keeping, all freely bestowed upon him the grateful hearts of his people below. All this will lead us into the fields of everlasting glory. O exalted one, intermediate between gods and men, what we do now we do. O exalted one, intermediate between gods and men, what we now do for you, do for us. Let your deeds and your words become our words. Thus it ever was, and thus it will ever be, while mortal beings make pilgrimage through the valley of tears. Speak thus in your hour. The highborn one has not blasphemed the divine powers, nor has he paid undue homage to earthly desires. He has not been loud-mouthed in the sacred places, nor laughed when he should have been grave. His tongue is pure. For when fed with the words of men, he absorbs truth and excretes falsehood. His mouth has never spewed forth words of malice or envy. Words of oppression or injustice have never passed his lips. We gotta go back and make sure that this is all. Come on.
He saw fit to quell the doubts engendered by fear and undertook to do the same thing which had not been done before, placing his trust fully in the protecting wings which are spread by the words issuing.
Much better. There we go. Find love on the best dating site. Alright, I need my moderators to start kicking people out of here. Hide user on this channel. Thank you. Alright. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Take your shoes off. Stay a while. We're recording the Kolbrin Bible.
Lips.
Look now at the great dark water mirror and see what is reflected from there, from the mists swirling along the corridor of time. Seeing your place, make ready. See that when the summons comes from the Dark One, you are not caught unprepared. These are the words to be spoken to those who peer from beyond the dark portal. His arm was ever ready to help those who did good for others, and he lent his power to those who were ordered what was good. He stood for those who could no longer stand and commanded for those who could no longer command. He carried the weary and secured the helpless. He never oppressed the weak, nor did he permit injustices to go unpunished and unrectified. He stood by the side of the great potter, and because his plea He stood by the side of the great potter, and because of his plea the clay was shaped to a more pleasing form. He erased disfiguring faults and smoothed the roughness. He added stiffness to the mixture. He has done no evil. His words have always been true. He stands unashamed and fearless before the twin shrines, even as it was in the land of the great river. So let it be here. Let him not be cut off by distance. Let not his power be cut off, for he stands between the worlds. Let it flow out like living waters. Damn it. Let not his power be cut off, for he stands between the worlds. Let it flow out like living waters unto the living, and be as shining rays to the radiant ones. For here we see the power darkly, while beyond the horizon it shines brightly. He is everlasting, faithful in heart, for he has admitted no others who would defile him. He has remained loyal to the sacred words and has diligently perused the great writings. He has navigated the shallows of the winding waters, and now he draws near. He's left his kingdom of trial. He's overcome the challenges of life. He's done all things written on the tablets of truth, and he has sojourned in the chamber of profound silence. He has done all things which are proper and been reassured that he has followed the right path. He does not fear judgment. All right. So when did your desire spirituality come about, and what culture did it come from? A goose asks. Probably in college, my desire for spirituality, my gateway drug was just like my gateway drug was the paranormal and all the paranormal stories and stuff like that. I think lucid dreaming was like my first sort of spiritual thing I came across, where I was like, yo! Lucid dreaming led to like meditation, and led to all the other things. This was like 2009, 2010. And then I wrote my first book, The Kabbalion, or published my first book, I should say, based on the Kabbalion in 2000. I started writing in 2014, finished it in 2015, published it in 2016. But yeah. And the rest is history. I've had a couple YouTube channels and etc., etc. But yeah. Hello everyone, thanks for being here, thanks for hanging out. We're doing a live recording of the Kolbrin Bible. Thanks for chillinses. You can support the channel by joining the Patreon or members, or just kicking down $1 in the group chat so I can have some more tea so that the voice stays nice. Or so that maybe one day we can upgrade from this den and have a proper recording studio. Anywho, as soon as my neighbors are done talking, because I think you can hear them. Alright, they're having a conversation. So when the neighbors have a conversation, what we do is we go back to what we've already recorded and edit it and get a head start on the editing. Chomping the bits, if so to speak.
To muter of tradition and truth. Therefore, when the command went forth from the Great One illuminated with wisdom, and came to your servant, he saw fit to quell the doubts engendered by...
At some point in my
to
career,
your servant, he saw fit to...
we will be killing it so much that we can just record and have someone edit for us. Can you imagine that? When we can afford someone to edit for
quell
us,
the
we can
doubts
just
engendered...
read all day long. We can pump out 3 times as
engendered
much
by
material.
fear, and undertook to do the same thing which had not been done before, placing his trust fully in the protecting wings which are spread by the words issuing from the royal residence. These are the words spoken by the great interpreter.
Man, this thing sounds beautiful. This new microphone's killing it. Thank you to the Patreon subscribers and the channel members and all the donations, because it went straight to this new microphone and it makes me so happy.
Through the powers inherited by him from above, and by the powers now in his keeping, all freely bestowed upon him the grateful hearts of his people below. All this will lead us into the fields of everlasting glory. O exalted one, intermediate between gods and men, what we do now we do. O exalted one, intermediate between gods and men, what we now do for you, do for us, let's in men. O exalted one, intermediate between gods and men, what we now do for you, do for us. Let your deeds and your words become our words. Thus it ever was, and thus it will ever be, while mortal beings make pilgrimage through the valley of tears.
That sounds so official,
Speak
man.
thus in your hour. The highborn one has not blasphemed the divine powers, nor has he paid undue homage to earthly desires. He has not been loud-mouthed in the sacred places, nor laughed when he should have been...
Alright. I think my neighbors are done talking. We can go ahead and continue recording while we can.
He does not fear judgment.
Ended with "it does not fear judgment." Copy. That's right, we are on page... the next chapter, our next page. Just in time for the neighbor's dog to start barking. It's weird, I think the neighbor's dog listens for me and he's like... he goes, "Is he recording? Alright, everybody bark!" Okay, I think he's almost done now. Thank you guys for being here. Let's go. Let him reunite with the Supreme One who sent him forth, so that he will not be separated from the waters of life. Let the holy heat enwrap him when he Curse the gods. Let the holy heat enwrap him when he passes through the place of fuck. Let the holy heat enwrap him when he passes through the place of coldness. Let his nostrils inhale the breath of nourishment, that he may live, and that we may partake of his existence. Damn, I can't. There's just too much commotion. The neighbors kick up and then the dogs kick up. We're gonna have to keep editing.
So that is truth and excretes falsehood, desires. He has not been loud-mouthed in the sacred places, nor laughed when he should have been grave. His tongue is pure. For when fed with the words of men, he absorbs truth and excretes falsehood. His mouth has never spewed forth words of malice or envy. Words of oppression or injustice have never passed his lips. Look now at the great dark water mirror and see what is reflected from there, from the mists swirling along the corridor of time. Seeing your place, make ready. See that when the summons comes from the dark one, you are not caught unprepared. These are the words to be spoken to those who peer from beyond the dark portal. His arm was ever ready to help those who did good for others, and he lent his power to those who were ordered what was good. He stood for those who could no longer stand and commanded for those who could no longer command. He carried the weary and secured the helpless. He never oppressed the weak, nor did he permit injustices to go unpunished and unrectified. He stood by the side of the great potter, and because his plea, he stood by the side of the great potter, disfiguring faults. He stood by the side of the great potter, and because of his plea, the clay was shaped to a more pleasing form. He erased disfiguring faults and smoothed the roughness. He added stiffness to the mixture. He may live, and that we may partake of his existence. Unrectified. He stood by the side of the great potter. He added stiffness to the mixture. He has done no evil. His words have always been true. He stands unashamed and fearless before the twin shrines, even as it was in the land of the great river. So let it be here. Let him not be cut off by distance. Let not his power be cut off. Not be cut off by distance. Let not his power be cut off, for he stands between the worlds. Let it flow out like living waters. Let not his power be cut off, for he stands between the worlds. Power be cut off, for he stands Let it flow out. Let not his, for he stands between the worlds. Let it flow out like living waters. Let not his power be cut off. Let not his power be cut.
I don't know why it's.
Let not.
Yeah, it does, Goose. It definitely aligns with all the nature-driven holy books. It's one of the reasons why I like reading the older ones as much as I can before the newer ones, because it's nice to see where everything comes from before everyone starts to put their own spin on it. And a lot of this was written even before the
flow out like
a lot of the Christian texts
like living waters unto the living, and be as shining rays to the radiant ones. For here we see the power darkly, while beyond the horizon it shines brightly. He is everlasting, faithful in heart, for he has admitted no others who would defile him. He has remained loyal to the sacred words and has diligently perused the great writings. He has navigated the shallows of the winding waters, and now he draws near. Writings. He has navigated the shallows of the winding waters, and now he draws near. He's left his kingdom of trial. 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 He's overcome the challenges of life. He's done all things written on the tablets of truth. And he has sojourned in the chamber of profound silence. He has done all things which are proper and been reassured that he has followed the right path. He does not fear judgment.
Alright, well, we're almost done editing through what we've recorded so far. You guys enjoying yourselves? You having some tea? You relaxing?
Does not fear judgment. Let him reunite with the Supreme One who sent him forth, so that he will not be separated from the waters of life. Let the holy heat enwrap him when he curse the gods. Let the
It's like, do y'all want this recording to get out? Or not? Gods, let us pass.
When he let the whole life. Let the holy heat enwrap him when he passes through the place of fuck. Let the whole.
It's funny listening to myself back. I'm just like reading a holy book and then fuck right in the middle
of life. Let the holy heat enwrap him when he passes through the place of coldness. Let his nostrils inhale the breath of nourishment, that he may live, and that we may partake of his existence.
Hi. What's up, everyone? How you guys doing? Let's go find where we left off. I think the neighbors left the room that they were talking in, so we can continue reading. We were caught up editing, which is kind of nice.
Of his existence. He may live, and that we may partake of his existence.
All right. I gotta fix something real quick. I need to adjust the fans. Thank you. Oh, Rodney GTV. Alright, sorry for the lack, dude. I in my head I was like, I'm gonna read him live behind the scenes, and then realized that behind the scenes live for Man of Letters is like have to. If I'm out here recording for 2 hours, I've actually got 45 minutes of recording down because we just gotta cast some spells. I think that's what it is. I gotta cast some spells. What one? Like I was just about to kick it up and the neighbor's motorcycle just kicked on and she lets it run for like 30 seconds before she takes off. So guess I can check in with the squad, see how you guys are doing. Doing all right. It's cold on the West Coast. Seattle, nice. I'm on the West Coast too, but I'm down in Southern California. It was in the 30s. Where I live, it's been in the 30s at night, at low, 30 low, not fucking, doesn't hang out in the 30s, but it's been getting awfully cold over here too. Thanks for chilling, Rodney. Ellen V's, good evening, good morning. I'm not sure where you're coming from. Are you in Europe, Ellen? All right. The motorcycle just left. We can start again.
That we may partake of his existence.
All right, let's go. Let me partake of his existence. Do not repudiate him. Make him welcome. Do not recognize the one you Do you not recognize the one you endowed with power? Has he become too radiant? Is his form too glorious? Read what is written in the books of his heart. You set him in darkness, and he saw. You set him in silence, and he heard. You set him in emptiness, and he felt. You established him in nothingness, and he gathered substance. Therefore he returns with manifold powers. He is well fitted to be presented to those who stand before the Supreme One. That was super hermetic right there, right? You set him in emptiness, and he felt. Nothingness, and he gathered substance. Talk about that yin and yang, baby. When the bright sun shines with splendor in the day skies above, the gentle morning star hides her face in modesty and becomes unseen. All the great company of the radiant night lights withdraw before the majesty of the greater light. Yet when darkness eats the shining disk, we know again the comforting presence of the eternal stars, so let it be with your servant. The dark ones who dwell in their compatible gloom cannot claim him. The dark ones who dwell in their compatible gloom cannot claim him as one of their own. He cannot be numbered among their dreadful company. His heart is pure. His deeds were good. No creature spawned in murkiness has gained control of his thoughts. His desires have not been generated by denizens of the darkness. He who was afflicted here is not afflicted forever. He who was afflicted here is not... That fucking dog over there, dude. He who was afflicted here is not afflicted forever. Uh-oh. What happened?
Afflicted forever. He who was afflicted here.
Check. 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 I think my audio input. Audio input capture. Hold on. I just lost. Check, check, check. Can you guys hear me? Check, check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, check. Microphone check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Microphone check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Microphone check. It's weird. I disconnected my recording device, and I'm not sure why. Depends on the book. A Goose, this book should take me a couple days with like a 4 to 6 hour session, as long as this goes a lot faster if I can run them first thing in the morning or late at night. But I had the day off, and I was supposed to be in the studio recording music, and they canceled on me, so now I'm here recording our audiobooks. Here is not afflicted forever. His desires have not been... We left off at his desires. Everything's back up and running. His desires have not been generated by denizens of the darkness. He who was afflicted here is not afflicted forever. He who is made whole, he is freed from pain. His sickness is departed. He rejoices in the light. Therefore let him be drawn towards the greater lights where they are. Let him not see the place of darkness. Let him not behold the hideous ones fashioned by wickedness, the dwellers in the dark recesses, who shrink before the light.
or the twisted ones molded by lewd desires. He brings with him a lamp lit from the flame of truth. He bears the rod of righteousness which rewards those who have overcome tribulations. Let him pass to the right side of the dividing flame. He has left us. He is coming to you. He approaches. He throws off the earthly wrappings. He stands free. He stands glorious. Does he not glow with splendor? Behold him, your worthy companion in brightness. Is he not wholly compatible with those of your company? See, he is a shining one, a hero of the horizon. Is he not one destined to abide everlasting? Take him, lead him to the realm of glory, show him his place in the spheres of splendor. The eyes that were deceived on earth now we see clearly. Oh, what splendors are revealed! The music unheard by earthly ears now sounds sweet. It is melodious music. Oh, what joyous rapture it brings! The nostrils inhale perfumes too delicate for the earthly nose. Oh, how the heart sings! All drabness, all dullness, all sordidness, all drabness, all dullness, and all sordidness, which are of the earth, are left behind. Churn him from the place where these things can regather about him. The unmoving, empty body remains here before our eyes. It is nothing. It sees not. It hears not. It speaks not. It smells not. Its breath is stilled. It begins to fall apart. There is no life. There is no life, and the overseer has departed. Nothing remains here with us but this unresponsive thing. The greatness, the feeling, the sensitivity have departed from the body and are now being... The greatness, the feeling, the sensitivity have departed from the body and are now beyond our ken. These are with the real surviving being, or receive him into the life of splendor. We who are here stand blinded behind the veil of flesh. We cannot see beyond ourselves. We hope, we believe, and we trust. Thus it has ever been with men, for they pass their lives behind a wall of limitations. There is a barrier shutting them in. They are imprisoned within the mortal body. Oh, grant us fulfillment. Grant us that which is the ultimate desire and aspiration of men. We speak for this man. He is one who came with us from afar. He is one who has traveled a long, weary road. No taint of meanness stained the purity of his spirit. No corruption of deceit discolored the garments of his soul self. He has gone over shining in radiant splendor. So even the doomed in their darkness can hope when they sight his distant glow. May it shed some small warmth in their grim coldness. O great welcomer who greets the newcomers, help our departed one. He served well in this place of trial and tribulation. Let him not go unrewarded. He is the son of hope. Like us, like those who went before, he hoped as men have always hoped, for this is not a place of certainties. If it were, our heritage of glory would be badly earned. He lives because it is ordained that he live. He lives for all men live. He lives for all men live everlastingly. They die not, they perish not, they endure through ages. His cohort awaits him and need hide no awful aspect in shame. Let his face shine in greeting. Welcome home, the wanderer. This tombed structure is not a place of finality. The grave is not the goal of earthly life, any more than the soil is the goal of the seed. Does seed die within the ground? Is it planted intending that it be mingled with the soil and lost? O great welcomer, let your face shine with gladness when you greet the homecoming wanderer. Lead him to the kohar, which is his inheritance, that he may enter into it and enjoy its embrace. Let him find completion and fulfillment by absorption into his kohar. Our departed one was the whole part of which came forth from the whole, and he returns to the whole. Nothing is lost, nothing is gone. He lives over there, lives more fully than he ever lived here. He lives in splendor, he lives in beauty and knowledge and in the waters of life. He is everlasting. O departed one risen to glory, you are now a released spirit united with your spirit whole. The companionable kohar, the everlasting one, arise alive in the land beyond the horizon and journey to the land of the dawning. The stars accompanying you will sing for joy, while the heavenly signs voice hymns and praise and gladness. You are not far removed from us. It is as if we were in one room divided by a curtain. Therefore we are not sorrowful. If we weep, it is because we cannot share your joys, and because we no longer know your touch. O everlasting kohar, take this man of goodness into your eternal embrace. Let your life become his life, and your breath his. He is your own. He is the drop returning to the filled pitcher, the leaf returning to the tree. You are the repository of his incarnations. As you grew there, so he grew here. You are everlastingly whole, and he lives in you. That's funny. Pretty sure that last line was straight from Lion King. You see, he lives in you. Remember, Father, remember, don't go, remember. Sorry, that was way off topic. I was way off topic. Where are we at? I lost my spot. You see, he lives, everlasting whole. I lost my spot. Where'd he go? He's your own. Drop of a picture. Great. This text is so small. If I look away for a second, apparently I lose my spot. Hold on. What is it? Take the minute, good into your embrace. All right, lives in you. Okay, all right, here we go. and we shall commence. If he is not even as you in face, let him enter. Hide his faults, for they are not many. For this you were fashioned, for this you came into being. You are the overbody awaiting the returning spirit, and the spirit now comes. You are that which will clothe the newly arrived spirit in heavenly flesh. You are that in which the departed one will express himself. O kohar, hear us. Here is your vitalizing essence. Before you were incomplete, and now you are whole. Draw your own, your compatible one to you, and observe the many likeness. We send fragrances that they may spread around you. Now take the eye which will perfect your face. It is the perfecting eye, the eye which sees things as they are. See the fluctuating wraith. Is it not beautiful? Does it not come with an aura of fragrance, sweetness filling the air? It has been purged of all impurities. All about it is fragrant. Therefore grant it your substance, that it may become solid and firm. O kohar, long have you awaited the day of fulfillment, the day of your destiny. That day is here. It is now. Therefore take the spirit which is your own and enfold it with your wings. Each to his own, and to his own each goes. You and he are bound together with
You and he are bound together with unseverable bonds. Each without the other is nothing. Now bear him up, for in that place you are greater than he, for you are the generator. While he rested in the womb, you were active. While he rested in the womb, you were active. As he grew, you grew before him. If he has done wrong, and who among men is guiltless, then in... I have to wait for the neighbors to go by. This is the great work. It would appear so, eh? Would appear so. Let the neighbor's truck back out for a second and we'll keep going. Nice. I feel like we're able to catch a good little rhythm. To let you know how long this takes so far, we started off on page 75. We are now on page 80, and this chapter ends on page 110. No. This chapter ends on... I'm sorry. This whole book ends on page 120, and we've got 5 pages done so far. So this book is actually, the Book of Scrolls is actually pretty small compared to the other ones. The entire text itself, parts 1 through 5, are 183 pages. But the pages are pretty dense. All right, let's go. If he has done wrong, and who among men is guiltless, then in you let the wrong be adjusted. You are his hope. You are his shield, and you are his refuge. This we say to the brilliant one, the guardian of goodness. The departed one has not walked with ignorance. He has not been slothful in carrying the burden of his duty. He has not been swayed by passions of the body. Do you guys hear the saw in the background? Do I need to stop every time it goes off? He has not been swayed by passions of the body. He has not despoiled the house of another. He has not caused undue sorrow, nor has he maltreated a child for pleasure. He has succored the poor and weak. He has done all that is good. Therefore let none of those who lurk and dip... Need to He has succored the poor and weak. He has done all that is good. Therefore let none of those who lurk in darkness seize him. His radiant light is strong. Those who would seize him are repulsed by the light and slink away. Yet he lives forever. Oh, you don't hear the saw. All right, nice. I don't have to stop every time. One of the times I stop is because of the saw. If you guys can't hear it, dope. We'll just keep running it. Thanks for the feedback. All right. I'll just read through the saw noises. If you guys hear saw in the background, be like, yo, Keith. All right. He has lived worthily. He has been purified by the... You could definitely hear the dog. We'll give him a second. He might kick back up. He has lived worthily. He has been purified by the fires of earthly life. He has been refined in the furnace of tribulation. He has overcome all earthly temptations. He has lived the life which enhances goodness. He has prepared himself for life in the light. Receive him, brilliant one. O Kohar, absorb into yourself the life force. It was meant for you. It is yours. It is the enlivening spirit which spans the two worlds. He, the departed one, was you, and even more so were you he. Come to him as the beauteous. One came to Beleusis, a great king, and gathered him in compassion and love. Come that he may awaken to new life in your arms. This man, the departed one, who in unity with you becomes the glorious one. This man, the departed one, who in unity with you becomes the glorious one, was born of a god and is the child of two gods, after the nature of greater men. Now you are impregnated with the living spirit of he who is prepared by trial on earth for you. Behold, in unity your twain are now throbbing with life, and your brightness bedazzles the eyes. You are now a star of life. You are now a star of life, a living star, and to a star you shall ascend to rule its life. The departed one is now freed. He is loosed from the bonds of illusion. He is saved from the dark waters of unreality and is one with the eternal light. These things we declare, so let them be. Our thoughts mold a new reality beyond the present real, and this becomes the reality of tomorrow. O greater substantial Kohar, protect this departed one. O greater substantial Kohar, protect this departed one, your own, from the accusations of false-fronted beings, remembering the faithful heart ever prevailing before the balances of our forefathers from far away. Put into his mouth those words which open doors. Let the goodness in him prevail, but you, yourself, stand up and bear witness for him. He suffered from the frailties of men. He was wrathful when provoked, and surely when enduring great burdens. His temper flashed quickly when his words were not accepted or his ways followed, and at times he lacked consideration. However, these are small things inseparable from the frailties of mortal men, and in all greater things he was good. Let not the false-fronted one disguised in his brother's form possess him. Guard him from the beings lurking in the shadows this side of darkness. I see this, my brothers. Behold, the departed one goes to meet his own image. It is his self reflected in his image. It is his own self that comes to greet him. It is the Kohar which embraces him. It welcomes him as though he were one ransomed from captivity. I see them blend, and he becomes a new seed in the heart of his Kohar. I hear the Kohar speak. It names itself Nebuchadnezzar. I hear the Kohar speak. It names itself Nebuchadnezzar. It says, O man of pure thoughts, of kindly words, of quiet speech, of good deeds, come to me. I am your being, yet I am not you. As you have loved and cherished me, so now. As you have loved and cherished me, so I now love and cherish you. I am your reward as I would have been your affliction. Ooh, interesting. I am your reward as I would have been your affliction. They are now united, and this is the place of the first threshold, from whence the completed beings depart. The departed one now stands in his own form and likeness. He becomes the great ship-borne voyager and passes over the waters to the place of reeds. But his weaknesses do not bear him down, and he goes through. Great ones lift him up. Let him not fall into the fetid waters of decay. He is a worthy son of Luth. Then the lesser is carried by the greater, while dark ones gaze up from their misery and wait silently to see if he is borne up. The glorious ones go past in peace, for he is not compatible with their dark company. He remains unmolested, for flame confounds the hands of slime. An unloosened dark one comes up, saying it will take this man, but he is repulsed by brightness. It is a thing of maimed rottenness, for on earth it was clothed in lust saturated flesh, though contained in a form of beauty. The heart of this man is not faint. See him now. He is not sure of his welcome among beings. See him now. Is he not sure of his welcome among beings of glory? He is as the wild bull, the prince of herds. He is a great one among the everlasting spirits. He reaches the firm ground where a bright being welcomes him, and he is named the newcomer. He has landed on the shore and climbed the steps of splendor. He is in the company of shining spirits, and his earth life. He is in the company of shining spirits, and his earth life companions greet him. They welcome him, saying, "All this beauty, all this splendor is yours to enjoy." They bring garments of beauty, bright clothes of radiance. He has passed through the hall of judgment. The twin truths have heard his plea, and those who bore witness have departed. He has crossed the waters and ascended the steps. Now he has attained the threshold of immortality and stands in rapture. He has passed by the regions of darkness and gloom and is with glory. He comes to everlasting life in a true form of splendor, to dwell evermore as a living spirit within his Kohar. How wonderful it is to be united and one with the Kohar. The newcomer looks back across the waters to the place of decision. Then he turns and ascends the steps to the threshold of immortality. He is in his true form. Yet he is a spirit within his Kohar. He speaks, but it is not the speech of men, and all understand him. His hearing is all-embracing. He sees both the powers of light and the powers of darkness, but the powers of darkness no longer affect him. The newcomer has reached his compatible abode. He has fought the battle which is mortal life and risen supreme to victory. He has not been vanquished by the raging ones, which are the bodily passions. He has not been vanquished by the raging ones, which are the bodily passions. At each step forward, he has left a lifeless form. At each step, he has fought a shadow. At each step, he has won the clash of arms. The newcomer has sought out and discovered the one hidden behind the two, and the three which stand before them. He knows the secrets of the 9 which veil the others from the eyes of men. There's that magic number 9 again. He has unraveled the skein of life's mysteries, even as those enlightened ones yet living on earth must do. There is no suffering or pain in the newcomer. There is no suffering or pain in the newcomer. There's a motorcycle coming. Hold on, we got one little stanza left. Come on, homie, turn off your motorcycle, please. There is no suffering or pain in the newcomer. He cannot feel hurt, neither can he be sorrowful. If a companion of his earth journey be numbered among the dark ones, then his heart is soothed with forgetfulness. But later he will remember, and because of his efforts, the dark one will be returned to the crucible. The end. Nice, that was a beautiful ending. Okay, chapter 1 has been finished. Without edits, that's 31 minutes. Thank you guys for being here, all 80 of us for listening. That was chapter 1 of the Book of Scrolls. Excuse me, which was titled, it was chapter 1. That last chapter was called the Sacred Registers. We should have finished it in half the time, but now you guys see what goes on behind the scenes. Now we got to edit chapter 1. I guess I can turn this fan back up before my computer just absolutely just shits itself. What'd you guys think? Were you able to catch most of it? Did you feel something? Did you feel anything? I might take a break. My back's starting to hurt. What an interesting dude this guy is. Interesting dude. Heard and understood the message. Yeah, I'm curious to see where this video goes. I might do one more live recording for the squad, but all tiers, if you guys want to support, become a member of the channel or Patreon, all tiers. I think the lowest tier is like $1 a month. In the future, these will be for the crowdfunding only, and then otherwise we'll just the rest of us will just wait for the finished audiobook. Everyone gets to hear it for free at some point, but if you guys would like to support, you could just hear it a little earlier and get to hang out while we make them, which is always fun. So thank you guys. If you are already a Patreon or already a member of the channel, thank you so much. I think I saw Seaflower pop up and drop the "You shall not pass" on someone earlier, so thank you, Seaflower. My little fly on the wall, or butterfly on the wall. That probably sounds nicer, huh? My little butterfly on the wall. Anywho, you guys have any comments or anything you'd like to add? Or I guess I can add. So if you guys want to support Patreon, you can through here. You can join the Patreon. I think the lowest tier is $1. The tiers don't reflect the lives. That was an idea I came up with this morning. So I'm going to readjust the Patreon tiers so that even if you're joining the Patreon for $1 a month, you'll get access to the behind the scenes. And basically how that works is we'll have a set time and you'll get an email, hey, we're going live on this date. And then we'll let you know ahead of time, hey, little reminder. And you'll get a link sent to you automatically. You just kick the link and boom, you're here. I might do 1 or 2 more freebies just to let everyone know what's good and get everyone kind of on board. But thanks you guys for chilling. I'm going to come back. I might even come back on later today. I'll record maybe I'll do chapter 2 and 3 later today, live like this again, because I do want to finish the Kolbrin Bible in the next 72 hours, if possible. And would love to have you guys hanging out with me. Butterfly. Oh, it's all right, Pasha. Actually, it reminds me I should stop recording this. Stop recording. What was I saying? Oh, you can hear the beginning of this. Sorry, it's the recording's all over the place. There's actually more noise than I have to deal with than usual at the beginning of this live. So we're dealing with barking dogs and the neighbors and the washing machine. And it's funny because the neighbors are just talking to themselves in the kitchen and my microphone can pick it up. So they're probably listening to me like, what is this guy on? I'm just like, he's just out in the den in the back of his house. Just, is he reading scripture? Like, they're definitely Catholic. They're homies, I know, but they're like, that doesn't sound like it's from the Bible. Like, it sounds like it's from the Bible, but it doesn't sound like it's from the Bible. What the hell's going on over there? So that's me. We're holding it down. But yeah. So you can also join the members part of this channel. I think right under the video screen, there's a button that says join right next to Man of Letters, 15,000 subscribers, and it says join next to it. And if you click on the join button, shbada bing, shbada boom. Yeah, the same thing applies. Anyone who's a member or Patreon will get links to the live recordings. It's just a way for me to generate more. Now we have 12 people watching. Now everyone joins when we're done with the chapter. Am I gonna have to crank up the second chapter or what? We'll have to stretch first. I meant to say, you can also support on the Etsy. I make my own candles. Actually, we have some candles that were... We just finished some candles, actually. I make beeswax candles. Black beeswax, regular yellow beeswax, sun-bleached white beeswax. Well, if you guys are into that kind of thing, Etsy link is in the description. Yes, thank you. I know I haven't read for you guys in a while, Lady Mercury. I'm sorry. I do miss reading for you guys. It's I don't think I've done a reading by candlelight in over a year, or at least a year. Usually what I'll do now is I'll go inside and edit the chapter that I just read. Hey, you guys, there's a feller in there that'll pay you $10 if you sing into his can. I love it. Music jokes. Cool, everybody. Well, I'm going to take a little break, and I'm going to probably edit that first chapter inside. And if you guys are around in a couple hours, maybe around, I don't know, 3 o'clock, we'll do another live and see if we can recruit some more people to the Patreon so that we can pull ourselves up from our own bootstraps, so to speak. Pasha, A Goose, there's 11 of you guys in here. I'm sorry you missed it, but stay tuned. Give me 2 hours. It's 12 right now. Give me 2 p.m. and we'll come back out here and we'll run chapter 2 of the Kolbrin Bible on a live. So if you missed it, fret not. We will be back. Thank you guys. Love you guys. And I'll see you soon, okay? All right. Bye. Bye.